Now, we know that even though Harry and Meghan have left the royal family, they still have projects and interests which they support and champion. They're entitled to do that, and there's absolutely no objection from me. However, this week, Meghan and Harry have been accused of cosplaying working royals. Is that a bit unfair?
I think it's not unfair. I think it's actually quite accurate. I think one of the things that I've noticed is the Sussexes really overestimated the power of their brand. I don't think they were in the royal family long enough to make the kind of exits that they wanted, which is basically them being an offshoot of the royal family but doing their own form of service. I don't think they've made much of a success of it because they really overestimated the power of their own brand as a couple. They were only in the royal family for a couple of years. They didn't engage in that many public engagements. They didn't really have an opportunity to be embedded in the public psyche. So I don't think that they really understood the kind of mammoth task that they had to really try and up their PR game and really ingratiate themselves in the public as a credible team of do-gooders and charity workers or whatever they wanted to do after leaving the royal family. And so now they've really just shot themselves in the foot because they've come out with this Netflix documentary, they've written this media expose, I suspect they're going to come out with more books. They've done all these things that have really cheapened their brand. And so now people are just wondering, are you really in it for anything other than yourselves? Because you've really taken this entire time to just enrich yourselves. And so people are, I suppose, just over them. They're just over everything that the Sussexes have to say. They seem really disingenuous. They seem like they don't really have any causes that they're trying to champion other than their own pockets and bank accounts. And this is something I don't think the couple really thought about when they were leaving the royal family. I think they thought their brand was more powerful than it actually was.
And look, we've spoken several times before about the need for the Sussexes to maintain a level of publicity in order to maintain their commercial value. With the coronation over and the family dramas, let's hope, largely ventilated, does it become increasingly difficult for them to find relevance?
Absolutely. And I think that's part of the reason why Meghan chose to attend this event, because many people were curious why she chose to attend this event and not the King's coronation, which would have probably made her more relevant than this event that she went to. But the reality is they've really struggled to carve their own path in a way that maintains the kind of relevance and social standing that they wanted. I don't think they really want to engage in acts of public service while knowing that the public are sneering and laughing and just completely not interested in what they have to say. And I think that's the difference between the Sussexes and Princess Diana. I think Princess Diana understood this, and I think Princess Diana was also more tactful in the way that she engaged with the public. I think the Sussexes have completely missed the mark, particularly Harry, who surprisingly has been a royal his entire life but didn't understand these nuances. I actually say that being in the royal family really saved his public reputation because they made him a lovable character. They made him that boisterous, funny, charming, Queen's grandson, that was a bit cheeky, and his public reputation has tanked ever since he left because he's not had the protection of the royal family, and everything that he said has just been taken at face value and it's really come back to bite him.
Now, we know that the royal family, including Princess Kate, they do support a number of not-for-profits and other community organisations. And while they may be patrons, they're not necessarily involved in the management of these bodies. Look, it's been reported this week that a charity which Kate is patron of has been suspended after a damning report by an inspector. Now, can you run us through what's happened here and how do the royal family manage their involvement and association in light of these sorts of allegations?
Well, it's really it's a very tricky business. We know that this particular charity, Action for Children, has also been patronised by other celebrities like Sir Trevor McDonald and Emily Maitlis. So obviously it's not just the Princess of Wales, but it does have repercussions because the royal family have to be very careful about the kind of organisations that they support. One positive thing that's come out of this is knowing that the authorities are on their job and that they are protecting children and that this investigation has found wrongdoing and is acting upon it. It would be far worse if the investigation didn't come out with anything concrete that was actually meant to protect children. That would be a far worse blowback on the royal family. But of course, they can't control all of these things. They don't control the day-to-day management of these organisations. They have enough on their plate. So I think the public are quite understanding of that. And also the fact that this particular charity has been patronised by other celebrities and they're not getting any sort of blame for it. But yes, it is a tightrope to walk, certainly.
Excellent speaking with you. Thank you so much, Esther Krakue, for joining us.